Previously, I spoke about how hard it is for people to give up beliefs in which they have staked their identity. I would add to that the believer in supernatural phenomena, psychic, religious, or otherwise, also has before him a wealth of easy answers. The world becomes a place that can be explained through whatever cosmic force a believer has chosen. Amazing, tragic, or magnificent events can be explained by so-and-so being psychic, the power of energy, the happiness or vengefulness of God. I remember watching a news report shortly after the tsunami devastated chunks of Asia, and the journalist on screen spoke to a priest who had been helping with the relief effort. He asked the priest a good question, and my ears pricked up. Does an event like this shake your faith? The priest's reply, which I give here as well as I can remember, was quite the opposite. Only yesterday I was speaking to a man who had sustained terrible injuries from the tsunami and was dying in hospital. Wonderfully, he came to accept Jesus as his saviour before he died. So in fact, God is working some real miracles here, and it's amazing to see. What? I'm sure that the twisted intellectual cowardice shown in that answer was more than compensated for by the priest's efforts in caring for the sick and injured, but how much more impressive would have been a reply that admitted difficulty in understanding it and a lack of easy answers. Moreover, knowledge and investigation help promote wonder. They do not destroy it. Whatever our tastes, we can generally appreciate such things as music, art, or wine better than we understand a bit about them. We read up on our favourite singers or artists because we feel we can appreciate their work better when we know how they think and what they bring to their work. The giddy delight and curiosity that comes from marvelling at the beauty of this universe is deepened, not cheapened, by the laws and facts science gives us to aid our understanding. In a similar way, the psychological tricks at work behind many seemingly paranormal events are truly more fascinating than the explanation of otherworldliness precisely because they are of this world, and say something about how rich and complex and mysterious we are as human beings to be convinced by such trickery, indeed to want to perpetrate it in the first place. If you are reading this book, you will have an interest in the capabilities of the human mind. Nothing cheapens or insults those capabilities more than the insistence that we are psychic. Cheap answers are for cheap thinkers. I personally don't understand why anyone should need a paranormal realm, or for that matter God, to make this world or this life richer or more mysterious. But I see that there is an ease with which such belief systems provide simple answers and immediate meaning that appeals to the sentiment. And I understand that for many people, particularly those indoctrinated at a young age, such simple answers and easy meaning might be irresistible. Again though, that irresistibility itself, and the question of why it exists is surely far more fascinating than the make-believe concepts it might lead to in a believer's mind. I still love the idea of ghosts or angels, and I'm drawn to great stories of the paranormal. I love them because, like anyone, I relish the thrill to the imagination they provoke. The unknown makes us tingle, but these are just stories, and the fact that there is much we do not yet understand does not mean that such things will not be understood at some point. We need first to understand and define the outer limits of what is normal or sensory before we refer to something as paranormal or extrasensory. Until then, to treat something as self-evidently paranormal is to curtail curiosity and the willingness to learn. And by applying easy labels and simple meanings that are satisfying to those who don't like thinking and patronizing to those who do, such treatment strips us, our minds, our world, and our universe, of their staggering complexity and richness. In the words of Douglas Adams, quoted by Richard Dawkins at the start of his wonderful book, The God Delusion, "Isn't it enough to see that the garden is beautiful, without having to believe that there are fairies at the bottom of it too?"